Beyond Community. My name is Sean Kennedy. This is 1 Million Cups. This is a weekly event where we sit around, drink coffee, and try and help two entrepreneurs grow here in the community and become the next huge corporation that will pay so much money to its employees. We will all quit our jobs. There will be no greenhouse. There will be no Million Cups. We will all go work for them. It will be fantastic. This is what I tell myself every morning, and I hope you all tell yourselves the same thing. How many of you guys are here for the first time today?
Just once today.
Carson, my grandma. Wonderful, welcome. So the way this works, we have two entrepreneurs that come up here. They present for 6 minutes each. They're going to tell you all about their business, where they're going, how they expect to grow. Then there's 20 minutes of Q&A from the audience. This is your turn to ask questions, seek clarification, make suggestions, and most importantly, think through your networks, your mental Rolodexes, how you can make connections, how you can help the folks that are up here, what they need, whether it's connection to a customer or a supplier or talent, what have you. This is a fairly large machine we have here in 1 Million Cups. It requires many cogs, many wonderful cogs like Marianne and Chris, my co-organizers here. Clap, guys. And for every Marianne and Chris, there are 10 Danielles, Betsy's, JJ's, Richards, John's, all the rest of the crew. But perhaps the most important cog is, as always, hiding in the jungle back there. Carly, who is responsible for the wonderful emails you guys get every week, twice a week, one to tell you who's presenting, the other to tell you who presented, all about the events, how you can help the past presenters, how you can get connected. If you're not getting that email, there's a sign-in sheet right there in the back by Zooey. Zooey, if you'll raise your hand to direct people. Thank you, sir. If you have signed in before and you're not getting them, please sign in again. I promise we won't send you two to make up for it. Also, I would like to thank Cow Coffee. Obviously, I have not had enough of it yet this morning. I'm doing a run-on sentencing here. But 3 more of these. I'm going to be great. I know you're going to be great. And on non-Wednesdays, please shop at one of their 7 locations, conveniently located throughout the Tampa Bay area. Up first is Rapport 24/7. They have presented over in Tampa before, correct?
Correct.
And so what you need to know about Million Cups is when you present at any one location, you can then in turn present at one of 76 locations throughout Tampa Bay. If you'd like more information, log on to 1millioncups.com/St. Pete. You can click request to present to sign up. But I will shut up and turn the stage over to Sonia.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. I'm Steve Santasola, the founder of Rapport 24/7. And what we've developed is a video platform for reputation management, but it goes well beyond that. It's an automated process for reputation and brand management. The idea came to me. I've been doing a lot of educational presentations from Sarasota up here to Tampa with regard to video, how to integrate it with social media on your website, the power that that has. And through that, the idea for Rapport 24/7 has developed. I've been doing that for the past 2-3 years. At the same time that the concept for Rapport 24/7 came to mind, what also came to mind was the fact that I was listening to business owners and they were getting more and more frustrated with negative information being put out on the internet regarding their company. And they wanted to have a way of combating that and countering what was being said. And so what we've developed is a process, and I'm just looking up here, I'm not seeing this go forward, is a process that's an automated process to collect positive content in volume and then push it out through our platform. But more importantly than that, it's the fact of you're creating content in video format that you control as a business owner the content that's being put into that video. At the same time that the idea came about for me with the acquisition of YouTube by Google, there was a developing trend where they were putting less emphasis on text, more emphasis on video. So at that moment, we decided as a team that our delivery method for all of our information would be video format. Additionally, we recognize that for our platform to work on a national basis, if not beyond, that we had to have a solid hardware platform, and that's why we went with Amazon Web Services. Security, reliability, elasticity, everything that we needed was in that one platform for what we were doing. So within our platform, we have software tools for reputation and brand management that feeds customer growth, online Google ranking over organic nature, and ultimately, for all of us in business, we're trying to generate revenue. And so that's what our focus has been. A support to business, that's our focus all the time. How can we better provide software tools that will drive business? We wanted to make it very simple, so we developed it around 3 easy-to-follow steps. Record and create video, manage that video, and then sharing of the video. And we'll take those one at a time. But as we went out and we started talking with businesses, we realized that there was a misconception over what we thought a video production team is and what they would think video production team. For them, it was lights, camera, action. It was a video production team, expensive to do. But with our format, we've redefined what a video production team is for all businesses. We've made it cost effective because anyone at all that has one of these devices can easily be part of a video production team for you. And they don't have to be with you. With our platform, they can be halfway around the world and still provide you with that video within minutes for you to manage and start to share. 2 basic methods that we use for collection of video. One is in the moment. I like to use the analogy of, imagine a car dealership. You have a salesman at that car dealership. Each salesperson has a separate login to our app, and they're able to go ahead and actually, at the moment of delivering that vehicle out, catch that emotional, in-the-moment excitement from that customer getting that new vehicle. The same with a home purchase or a remodel of, say, a kitchen, a bathroom, whatever. Anything in the moment is valuable and gold because it's a one-time opportunity to collect that kind of emotion. The other way within our platform that you can go ahead and actually get videos is that we have it built into our system that you can send an invitation out to an individual or out to a group of individuals. When they get that invitation, it has a dedicated link solely for that business's management page within our platform. And when the customer pulls it up on their phone, it's easy to follow instructions. Record, title it, if they want, add a description, and then save it. It takes less than 2 minutes, so a complete testimonial review is less than a 2-minute process, not having to sit down at a keyboard or anything else. You end up with something that's very natural, very organic. It can be used at conventions, at events like First Friday, whatever it may be, to collect these types of videos that are very powerful. Our video management page is very simple to follow, easy, simple, click and share for social media. We offer 2 APIs plus direct links, short URLs. The entire process takes less than 10-15 minutes to complete on a daily basis. Plus, we have the power of 57, where we can index all of your videos and your business and get it out to over 57 Google index directories. With a simple one button, you can claim, verify, and update on all of these 57 directories. We have our apps available now in Spanish and English, iOS and Android. They are dedicated to the business that signs up with us. We're fortunate, we get a comparison to YouTube once in a while, but we're better than YouTube when it comes for business management and driving reputation and brand. We're white labeled, but more importantly, the direct customer video upload. You can upload a video to a business without ever having to have the business owner have to do that for you. So customers can take that step. And we've also been accepted on 22 Social, which is a Facebook fan page app. And we're one of 6 now video repositories for them, along with YouTube, Vimeo, and Facebook. We grow through preferred resellers, and basically anyone dealing with digital footprint, that's an ideal reseller for us, and that's how we expand. I'm Steve with Rapport 24/7. I thank you. As we get started with the questions, and we'll welcome anything, just to let you know, I do have 2 individuals. We do have our own set of software engineers and designers that are here with us. So if you have technical questions that are beyond my capability to answer, I'm sure they'll have the ability to answer those questions. So Any questions at all from the group?
Relative applicability, business versus business to consumer.
Business to, obviously you can see the benefits for business to consumer. From a standpoint of business to business, as far as how we sell, it is business to business, but it is primarily a business to consumer. The way it would be business to business is we have a couple of individuals that are using the platform not for collecting video testimonials and reviews, but for pushing out information about their company. And so an attorney who's pushing out, he's a business attorney, he pushes out little tidbits through our system regarding how to incorporate what's the preferred form of business, a bookkeeping business that publishes a QuickBook Tips of the Week and pushes that out, and they use our platform to easily push that out to their social media and to reach the markets they're trying to reach.
So, as I understand it, this will change the search results by bringing up more positive information about business. How do you handle something like Glassdoor, though, which sets a lot of reputational goods and bads about things? Are you able to have any effect on that?
You know, that's a good question, and I don't have a good answer for it, but as far as a direct, I can tell you with the power of 57, and you know, what we do with, what's done with that is that you're able to go ahead and actually list your business URL. And I make no question, you know, secrets about it. That is a Yext platform. And many of you are familiar with Yext that we work with. But that enables you to go and put that URL back to your website so that you get that all indexed by the 57 directories. But there's one other strong aspect of that over what you have to do. It's very difficult to find with this product. There's one particular column where you can insert a special feature, and you can have that feature, say when someone searches on Yahoo, on Bing, or whatever, and it'll come up and it'll actually say, see my testimonials or see my reviews. You can click on that, so on every one of these search engines, you can add that specialty item in there. So that's a strong feature to help drive organic search.
How long has your service been available, and can you talk a little bit about your revenue model?
Okay, the service available. We actually launched last year, mid-year, as a different platform. We were a video review platform. And after we had it out there, and during that 6-month period, the feedback that we got from our business clients was, we are sick and tired of dealing with review sites. We want something where we can control the entire content from start to finish. And we can then start to mold and manage what we're trying to do as far as our image online. And so what we did is we pulled back in, redesigned the entire product, and just launched within the past 6 weeks once again. We do have active clients at this particular time. Not a lot, but we do have active clients. We have a few car dealerships and home service companies and some individual attorney, bookkeeping, CPAs, things like that. I didn't answer the revenue model. The revenue model. We have retail. Of course, individual businesses can come sign up with us, but the primary way that we market is through preferred resellers, where we have a progressive price point for those individuals, 1 through 5 clients, 5 through 10 clients, and those individuals can sign up and they start to sell. Now, what we do is we sell on a subscription basis. And so it is a subscription, but there are a variety of a la carte items too. And our price points start at, for individual customers coming and signing up with us, at $197 a month, and go up to $247 a month. It all depends. But there are a variety of a la carte, and we're getting ready to soon implement a text fashion to deliver the messages so that it arrives via text message rather than email, because the open rate on text is so much greater. Does that answer that for you?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Maybe you already answered it, but if I have a my own website, does it help with somebody's Google search? If you're searching for me, does it bring me up in placement on Google?
It will, yes, it will do that, and that all has to do with how you're sharing from the platform, how effectively you're sharing, how you're setting up your videos. With our APIs, if you choose to use the APIs, you can set that up so you have an automatic rotation to your videos. Because Google, you know, one of the things when they're looking, they want to see change to your site. So if you have 1, 2, 3 videos up there and you leave them on indefinitely versus maybe setting up an automatic rotation from Rapport 24/7 and set that up on so that every time they're going there, every week you're switching those out, putting fresh content out there, that's going to help drive that. And then the power of 57, that's a huge benefit to organic search. And all of you, and not all of you, but many of you know one of the latest changes that Google did with regard to their search results now on the map listings. They've reduced it from showing 7 down to showing 3. You can click more, but human nature, they look at those 3. So the goal is to be up in those first 3 of the map listings. And so this ultimately will help drive a lot of that. Yes? Sir?
At what stage are you now, and how many clients have you gotten based on your marketing plan?
Well, as I said, we've only been out for about 6, 8 weeks. We have signed on roughly 10 resellers, digital marketing and social media marketing companies, and we actively have right around 15, 20 paying clients. Okay.
Course, like, in the view, how far is you, the job take, context like when it's in the public?
I'm having trouble hearing, I'm sorry.
Like you speaking into in the public, what other words that you know, I'm like, what's legal to say and what's not?
What's legal to say and what's not?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we have rather, straightforward guidelines. We don't permit anything that has, that's obscene, that vulgar or anything. The common things that are there, we limit that type of content. And we reserve the right to shut down anything that goes up there in that regard.
It's not legal in anything.
Right. If it's illegal, it's plain and simple. We're not going to permit it on the site. Yeah. Sir.
I'm not totally clear if your reputation management tool or video tool, what I mean by that is, it sounds like if I'd be looking for reputation management it's because I got a lot of negative reviews. I don't want somebody to kind of like leave me out because I just buried under all these negative reviews.
That's kind of our conundrum.
But at the same time, I can see like you're separating the video side and I sell a product people love. I just want to give a tool to help them get video reviews what I do more easily with text reviews. So it's not totally clear what the product is and who you're pitching to. I think our clarity.
My goal really when I come out to talk is to pitch and to reach, hopefully, digital marketing, digital advertising, those companies, because that's really the driving force behind our sales. So that's my goal, not necessarily to reach individual businesses, although we do sign up individual businesses. But that's not 85, 90% of what we sign on comes through our digital marketing companies.
So you're giving, is it then a tool for digital marketing companies to make it more easy to, what's the?
Yeah, it's automating the process. I know this is a far-reaching comment when I say this, but I was talking to my wife earlier and I said, hey, here's an analogy. What Henry Ford did for automobile production, we've done for reputation management in a sense where we give a simplified process. I know reputation management companies, digital marketing management companies that are doing a lot of leg work and manual work, and what our system has done is automate that process in a very high degree. But I was starting to say that's a conundrum because we use reputation management as a thought process because that tends to be a hot button with regard to search for us, and that's where we're getting some strong results. But by no means is it limited to what we do because it's a much broader base of what we're really achieving. We are driving organic search, we're driving that customer base, and ultimately assisting companies with increasing their bottom line revenue.
First off, thank you for coming in today. I'm going to follow up on this. I deal with a lot of different vertical markets, and we provide solutions. And most of the time, the solution includes a review. So the automobile industry, car dealerships, the restaurant industry, heavily dependent on the reviews they get from Yelp and stuff like that. Any development ideas moving toward working with developers that are developing apps for these vertical markets? where you interface with them seamless, or just wanted to
Well,
speak to that?
I have had conversation with one individual that has a nice iPad-based platform for the Salesforce at an automobile industry, and talking to them about implementing this within their app. And so it would be very much something simple for them to do. And that would be a one-step process. Yes, Charlotte.
Gentleman had a question, who's on your side?
Okay, I'll did that answer your question, sir? But, okay. I'd like to clarify.
Well, yeah, I'll get with you later.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. But yeah, we do have the app with, the ability to do that, yes. And we've explored a couple of opportunities. And I have one real estate venue that's also talked to me about that.
What's the cost to a digital agency like that?
The white label is part of what we offer, bottom line on anything. And we're producing marketing materials that they can white label. So there is no additional cost for the agency to white label.
And when you say you're looking for digital agency partners, what do you look for partners?
Basically, with our platform, the digital agencies get a reduced price on basically it's tiered. The more they sign on, the more cost effective it gets. And so they can make a lot of money up front, a fair amount of money up front from us, where they can bill the customer what the publish rate is, and still make some money on what we bill them for. And then, of course, there's the management of the platform. That's the reason why we want to go through preferred resellers, because we know that it will be managed if someone is paying to have it managed, the accountability factor.
Let's say I've got an organization of 10,000 people and everybody's going on there and doing stuff and putting these videos out there. Is that a problem for your site?
It's not a problem for our site. One thing that we had to address, we do not put a cap on the storage of video. But what we do is we put a monthly, what's included with each subscription, a monthly cap on the amount of uploads. So if you get a lot of uploads, or if you exceed your total, we're going to still accept those uploads of those videos, but unless you pay for those, you will not have access to them. So they're there. We're never going to deny accepting the video, but if you want to have access to share and manage, then you'll have to purchase the additional uploads. That's part of the a la carte additional that would be available.
Okay, and with that, let's say I have like 10,000 people put stuff in there, but I want specific ones put up there because I don't want you to look at everybody's thing necessarily. I want you to hit on the key ones that I want people to see. Could that be managed somehow?
Yes. Okay. In other words, he wants to select which one.
Right, I understand. Charlotte?
Yeah, you have full control of what shows up.
Okay.
I have an international business that I'm setting up, and I want to do the financial reports on a monthly basis. I can use the videos and actually show it to them, or have it in the spreadsheets.
Sure, it fits right in with the scenario of what I mentioned about business owners that are publishing and putting out information. It has to be short duration. The maximum length uploaded from a desktop is right around 3.5 minutes, but the maximum upload from our app is 60 seconds or less. And so with mobile app, with the app, we do limit it to 60 seconds.
This is, you're out in the field, you can do a quick 60-second one, and then
You could do that, or you could report 3.5 minutes and then upload it from desktop, yes.
With other reputation management firms I've seen presented, I usually see a Google search on their company name or some keywords, before you came in and after you came in. So I'm not really seeing that in your presentation, so it's not as clear that you're managing reputation as much as you're supplying a video service.
Okay.
Just
We're not really managing reputation in the sense we're not monitoring. If you look at just about every other model out there, it is a monitoring service and a reactive service. We're taking the opposite approach. Be proactive about it, get the information out there of a positive nature in such volume, 20, 30, 40, 50 videos a month, and push that content out continually to have that positive content flow so that anything negative that does come up has much less relevance than all the video you're pushing out on a continual It is very much a proactive way to address reputation, different approach completely from what traditionally is being done.
Yeah, I'm just suggesting you may want to consider showing something like that, to push more the reputation management side.
You wouldn't believe what I got out of this to get down to 6 minutes.
What is your background originally, and what are your goals with this company?
Okay, as far as my background, corporate-wise, I was in the transportation industry for years. But I didn't bring that up. I was in HR and safety, UPS and a couple other large firms. But I mention it because that's where I got my first introduction to technology. Back in the 80s, I was selected and got first trained on the computers, you know, this new thing coming into the department and DOS and all of this stuff. So that's where I started. That's where I had the kind of the fondness, the love of technology. That's carried me through. My wife and I owned 2 retail stores over in Tampa, South Tampa, for many years. I did all the networking, and so once we sold those in '06, I actually went back to school and got certifications in hardware technology and different things. Started doing that, started a small IT networking company, but it really wasn't serving me well. It wasn't where all of a sudden this idea hit me. We talked about it and we said we're going for it because it was a very different format and it was utilizing technology. We're utilizing technology in our platform today that didn't exist when the idea came to me 2.5 years ago. And so, I mean, that's how quickly things are changing. And so our commitment with our product is to constantly upgrade, constantly offer improved services to our clients, come up, be innovative, obviously to hire additional new blood coming in from the standpoint of not only the design of what we're doing, but from a user interface and everything else standpoint to bring that on. Where we're going with this is we have a push throughout the state of Florida with our apps now coming out and available in Spanish. We've already started making some contacts in South Florida, starting to make some inroads there. Obviously, it's going to be a growth primarily regional, but the platform has been designed for multilingual since the very first day. We can develop it for any language. And so we've designed it as a national and an international platform.
How do you measure and demonstrate to your customers that it's making a difference?
At this particular point, what we always do is we go in and we ask, we first decide what social medias are you using, what are you using to analyze your website, and what we do is we take a 6-month snapshot of what has happened in the prior 6 months before we've done it.
Just ranking?
Yeah, rank it, whatever aspect we can get at from an analytical standpoint, on both social media and on the on ranking and on the website activity. And then what we do is we start to monitor month to month, and we start to do the comparison on a month-to-month basis. We don't sell the service, and with our preferred resellers, we expect them to be in close contact with their clients on a regular basis, not just sell it and then just never have any contact. So, you know, that's what our goal is.
Great presentation, Steve.
Okay, thank you.
Can you wrap up for us and let us know a little bit more about how the community can help you scale your company?
Well, as I mentioned, the way we're growing is going to primarily be through preferred resellers. We have a wonderful program for them to add to their bank of what they're offering their clients at this particular point in time, add a source of revenue, but more importantly, add a source of value to what they're producing for their clients. So that's primarily if we have any digital marketing companies in the group or agencies of any kind where you're dealing with a digital footprint, I'd welcome an introduction to them or speak to you if you're in here right now after the meeting. The other thing is we do have a private offering that we do have out. We have a small group of investors, about 7 that have invested in the company, besides my wife and I, and so those are the things we're looking for. We're looking to go ahead and bring new investors in and to try to see if we can help scale this in a little bit quicker fashion. Marketing is the big thing for us right now. We're pushing out, and we have a big marketing push. This month alone, I'll be in Savannah, Georgia, be over in Orlando, possibly up in Georgia. So a lot of it very aggressive at this point.
Thank you. Good seats throughout this area as well if you want to come in so you can hear. So generally I'm up here in the middle to tell you guys about all the different types of events that are coming up through the next couple weeks. But instead, I'm going to ask you guys for some help. So all of the links on this board will be on our follow-up email. If you're not getting them, come see myself or any of the organizers. We have a list over here that you can sign up for it. But as organizers, the biggest thing we struggle with are finding qualified companies to come and present to us. So I'm out here to help you guys to help spread the word. If you know any company that is under 4 years of business, providing an innovative solution or product, and they need help growing their company, please let them know about us. It's completely free for companies to come up here and present. We don't ask for anything. It's just a platform to help get the community involved. And as Sean mentioned a little bit earlier, there's 76 cities that participate in 1 Million Cups. So you have the option to get quickly plugged into the entrepreneurial and startup community in those respective cities. So if you have any more questions about whether a company is qualified to start or not, please come see us. Strongly suggest you to go to our website, 1millioncups.com/St. Pete, and you can find out a little bit more about Kaufman Foundation, who actually runs this whole program, as well as a little bit more about what it's like to present. But that's what we're here to help walk you through, so it's not nearly as scary as you think. So again, if you know anyone you think that would want to present, please tell them to come see us or bring them next week with you as well. So I will get out of your way, and I want to introduce you to James with It's Printing. So please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you, Maria. I want to thank all of the volunteers and the staff here at the greenhouse. Wonderful resource that you are business and business. So I'm here to talk about itsprinting.org. Itsprinting.org is a 3D printing adoption organization, a nonprofit organization dedicated to 3D printing. So how many, give me a show of hands here, how many people are familiar with the Star Trek replicator technology? Teeth are all very hot. Okay, so quite a few of you. One of our missions is to make that technology a reality in your life. You don't believe me? You don't think it's possible? Well, really, that's what 3D printing is all about. 3D printing, you take a source material in some sort of form, like a powder form, a filament, or liquid form, and you take a software program to make a design, and a printer that prints on 3 axes, and you can make any object, any object. You look around the room, everything that you see can eventually be 3D printed. And in essence, that is what Star Trek replicator technology is all about. Now, the writing is on the wall that 3D printing is really going to change every single industry. If you're familiar with Gartner, they have this famous hype cycle of emerging technologies. They talk about where different technologies are on this kind of a wavy scale. And they've predicted that 3D printing for enterprise level is within 2 to 5 years of being what they call the plateau of productivity. What that means is it's main scale, it's mainstream, it's in production, and it's being utilized widespread. So that's very encouraging. By the way, they do predict that consumer 3D printing is headed straight for the trough of disillusionment, which isn't anything to worry about. Then it slows back up and it gets back into the plateau of productivity. So who are we? We're technologists. We are a group of people that have been in IT, developing applications, developing mobile applications, web technologies for enterprise level. We're business leaders, and we're dedicated to 3D printing. We really believe that this technology has the ability to make a positive impact on humanity. And so we really want to help steer that, because we also think that if it's not applied correctly, it could have a negative effect. So why are we needed? Well, as I mentioned, 3D printing will disrupt every industry. Rick Smith, he's a 3D printing expert and a contributor to Forbes magazine. And he has stated on numerous occasions, as well as other experts in the industry, that it truly will disrupt every industry. There's not one industry that will not be impacted by it. So disruption is great for venture capitalists and stuff that want to create new markets and kind of get rich by that. But it's kind of scary to the average citizen and also to businesses that have an established niche in the business that they have. So there's a need to help ease this transition. It's coming. A lot of people don't realize it, but every single day there's more evidence. So our organization is all about helping to ease that transition and to make that disruption not such a scary thing, but a real positive. So, we do that by helping to steer programs, helping to steer standards, best practices, the way things get adopted, and how the technology is used. A lot of new innovations have a tendency to there's players that get involved early that end up kind of locking in and monopolizing on some of the technology. And we feel that this is so potentially beneficial to mankind that we want to help make sure that there is access for everyone, that it's going to be equal and beneficial for everyone. So how do we, what is our product? We are a technology platform to educate people, to help them understand what changes are coming, to help them understand what skills they need to adapt, to help them understand what kind of patterns this is going to affect. We're a technology company that takes data and transforms it into information and knowledge. We're a technology platform that forges connections, that helps bring people together that wouldn't normally interact with each other. So how will we serve? We'll take social media, we'll take the best of modern web technology and mobile technology, and we'll take APIs. So we're going to build upon everything that's out there today. There's a tremendous amount of really good, positive stuff out there. We're going to take the best elements of all of that and build this platform so that people can connect and they can learn about this and they can really forge relationships that are meaningful and that will drive meaningful change. It's coming, and we just need to be ready for it. So I'll talk a little bit about our business model. We're all about the PPP, people, planet, and profit. I can go into that in a little bit more in the question and answer.
James, can you tell us more about your PPP?
The days of corporations basically sacrificing people and the planet's resources just for the profit, those days are going by. And thanks much to social media and the transparency that's available today by the networking and being connected with people. And we strongly believe, and we will model this in our business for internally and for the communities in which we serve, that we must have a balanced programs that serve people. That people need to they want to have meaning in life. They want to have a feeling of belonging, and they want to remain relevant. So we want to have real programs that will help people to realize that. Same with the planet. I mean, this technology offers the ability to kind of correct a lot of the mistakes that we made. I won't really say mistakes. It's just that traditional manufacturing has evolved in such a way where it's really quite wasteful. You know, the way we produce things. Additive manufacturing has the potential to really have a positive impact on the planet. So, you know, we will have meaningful programs to help with that. And then, of course, profit is important. But since we're a nonprofit organization, profit to us really means the revenue. You know, the revenue that we generate will help us to produce our products and programs. And we believe in a balanced budget. We don't spend before we have it. So we will do fundraising and grants and different programs in order to raise funds, and then we will deliver the programs that we need. Yes, Sean?
Two questions for you. One, what industry are you focused on here that we could get you introduced to help build this? And then the follow-up is going to be, are you focused on developing grants to, you know, hand to students or, the on-board career folks to develop these technologies through the ISPRINT?
Okay, yeah, so as far as the industries we're focused on, what we will do, as I mentioned, we will have a balanced budget, so we get the funds and then we build. So we're going to build what the community wants and what the community needs. And already there's been, and you know, I don't know if people realize this, but you can actually print houses and buildings in theory with 3D printing. And they're actually starting to do it in production in Europe and China. So there's a big interest in the local community to build affordable housing for families. And so, you know, what we will do, you know, our role in this is to help bring people together and find out, you know, what are the opportunities and how can we do this, and, you know, kind of bring the players together and facilitate it. And then as far as grants, we really don't have that in our business plan at this time. But if that's what, you know, when we reach out to the community and we get the input and, you know, we find that there's a need for that, then yes, we definitely want to develop our people program that's going to help facilitate that. Any questions? Yes, sir.
So I see that most of your revenue model comes dependent on people coming to your website. That, as I understand, aggregates content from other various sources on the internet.
Sure.
What exactly is it that brings people to the website? I mean, if they can just go to other, it's like making a search engine that uses Google. I don't know, it's not really understanding why.
So really what drives people to website in today's modern technology is content. Content is king. So we're about developing content. So one of our concepts is 3D printing isn't just all, you know, smiles and roses. It raises a lot of controversial issues, you know, that for the community, such as 3D printing food, 3D printing organs, guns. You know, there's a lot of controversy about Corey Wilson and defense distributed. So there's a lot of controversy. So one of our concepts is a blog that we invite clergy leaders throughout communities to help communities work through these issues, to really get them out there, have them transparent, and you know, we invite these leaders because we want to provide that leadership to help kind of coalesce these views on this. So that blog is would be content. That's, you know, quality content, and we use inbound marketing. You know, I mentioned some of that right in here. So that's really what kind of drives people to the website and brings it. And then there's other concepts too, like as I mentioned, 3D printing really affects every single industry. So a subject that's near and dear to my heart is data and using data to you know, transform that into information and knowledge, and eventually business too. So there's already been some studies and work done from MIT on using 3D printing to visualize data, and it's really fascinating. And I've begun working with them to get some licensing on the research that they already did. And that would be another area where we would be creating quality content by working through these concepts on how to develop that and then using that as some inbound marketing. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm trying to nail down the space that you're going to occupy, and I take it that your interest in this program is to be an advocate or a facilitator for the industry of 3D printing, non-profit, non-specific part of any particular company, but more as the advocate for the concept of 3D printing. Am I correct?
Yes, in part. Okay, so we are an advocate for the actual technology because we really love it because we're technologists, but really at the crux and the core of that is serving the communities to help ease that transition into the technology which we feel is coming. And social media, think of it like our platform, think of it like Facebook, LinkedIn, Craigslist, Angie's List, Stack Exchange, all of those combined and all focused on 3D printing. And we leverage the best of all those things, you know, as far as getting communities involved in kind of crowd voting and getting subjects and topics to the top and really finding out what's relevant. Yes, sir.
In your opening statement, you said that people are afraid of this. I mean, I look at this like back in the horse and buggy days. They were afraid they were going to lose their jobs because the automobile was coming in. It's just a change. So we look at all the jobs that were created by the automobile industry. You know, and I think that's what 3D printing is. So I think what you really need is open source. Let the people get the knowledge, get government out of the way, and let us proceed. You know, we can build our own power plants in our own houses. People built their own cars with this. Women built their own shoes with this, which is great. Instead of having 1,500 pairs, they can exchange them. So there's a lot you can do with this.
You're absolutely correct. And we are very big open source proponents. We want to build on an open source community. That's a big part of our model. And, you know, you're absolutely right. You know, but people are still afraid, even though it can be changed. But the thing is that, you know, say you were in the building trades, for instance, and you've had your livelihood based on, you know, traditional methods of building all your life. You feel very threatened, especially maybe you're not just starting out, you've been in it a while, and maybe you're thinking about retiring in 10 years. This is a very scary thing because it threatens your livelihood. So that's what we're about, is helping those communities, you know, providing a platform to really help understand what the threats are and help them understand that, yes, there will be changes, but, you know, jobs may change from an assembly line where you're just doing manual labor, where you need more technical skills. Design plays into everything. Everything is going to need a design. So software developers, you know, all this modern coding technology is going to be very important. Yes, Chris?
Jim, thanks for presenting today. Question, a lot of our presenters, just to market ourselves a little bit here, can come back every 6 months to a year and say, hey, I presented, I got feedback from the community, here's what I did based on that feedback, here's where I am now. So if you were to come back in 6 months from now, what would you have accomplished? What story would you tell us if you come back in 6 months to do this again? So what are you working on? What are your goals?
Sure.
Where are you going to be at?
Sure. So right now we have a great board. This is one of our board members here, Manesh Ladd. And it's a board of technologists. And we also have a lot of senior level volunteers that are helping us. So in 6 months, what we hope to have accomplished already is that we've taken our prototype site. If you go to itsprinting.org, that's our prototype site. It kind of lays out our vision for what all these platforms and the areas would be. In 6 months, we hope to have started on developing those areas that the community has said, hey, this is the most important to me that I want to have. So instead of having a prototype site, we have a production site that actually allows people to join these communities, to participate in the social aspects of that, and to really get involved and engaged.
I guess as a follow-up, how are you finding out from the community what those are, what they care about, how are you kind of narrowing down over the next 6 months what that, what that focus of the mission?
Yes, so, we would use traditional methods like, how you get input from a stakeholder, or, we look at the community as business owners, really they're the ones that will benefit from this, so they would give us the requirements. So this is an enterprise methodology, that we would use in a project management. So there's a number of tools that we would use for that. Focus groups, brainstorming, online, a lot of people don't have time to get together physically in a room, so we would do this in a virtual setting using Google Hangouts, and that sort of technology. And we also use, other technology that's available, like SurveyMonkey and different things like that to get the input from people. And it's a progressive evaluation. We start out with a little bit, we build from that, we get some requirements, and then we build from that. And, because of the transitive nature and the developments coming, we use a very agile approach. We don't say, oh, we're going to get all these requirements and we're really going to flush it out before we really start developing. No, we're going to take an agile approach. We're going to determine what's our minimal viable product, what can we deliver to make it functional and usable, and then we're going to go through that in short iterations. And that allows us the ability to change course if we need to, and to really make it, agile.
Can you go a little bit more in depth with us to where you exactly are in the process?
Sure. So right now, we have formed our board, and we have set up this prototype site, and we are looking now to get some more feedback. So we're in the process of creating the tools that we just talked about to get that feedback. So the surveys and the virtual forums and that sort of thing. And we are actually decided that we are going to expand the board. Right now we have 6 dedicated members on the board, and we are looking for 2 to 3 more members, particularly those who have legal skills that are willing to donate some time and effort, and those who have financial skills who are willing to dedicate some time. We actually don't have our board treasurer position for our board yet, so if somebody is interested in that. And then perhaps another prominent community business member, somebody that can help us with just social media marketing, getting the word out through networks and letting people know. Yes, sir.
It seems your organization seems like a natural organization for the 3D printer manufacturers to form. Is there such an organization, and are they not a natural source of funding for yours to represent?
Well, unfortunately, the 3D printing organizations that are out there are all interested in their, I won't say 100% because it's one of the most sharing communities, but there are things like the Association of 3D Printing, but they're not very active at all. All it is an organization that kind of gets together and talks about how they can promote their industry, but it's really, that's only focused on their industry. They're not addressing that social aspect of that community, using the transition. So it really doesn't exist. And all of the organizations out there really do have active communities as far as kind of promoting their products. But we want to be very careful about taking a proprietary stance. We don't want to represent any single company. We want to make sure that we're a neutral voice. So we'll be very careful. We're going to look at money if somebody wanted to donate it, but it has to be very transparent, and it has to be, they can't expect that we're going to promote them, but we're going to promote the industry. Good question. Yes, sir.
Sounds like, to me, you need the report 24/7. Get the word right out.
Yeah, I was talking to Steve a little bit before. I was the first I heard his organization, so I'm fascinated with that. I definitely will be looking into that more.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a A good thing you could do, which is something really nice, is do 3D printing for cakes. They actually decorate cakes and people can come in and here's my picture of my daughter or that and do some kind of promotion that way. They get hooked up with the Stamps Club because they can put the 3D printing in there and put that in there and overnight it's making the cakes automatically for them. You know? I saw that. I thought that was wonderful.
What our target is on that is really not to really get involved with the printing itself or to like get cut out of it or anything, but really to help people understand what's available.
Well, that's what you're doing. You're helping the community and say, hey, go to Sam's Club here, get your picture, you know, and from there it just, you know, you're back to what you said is the replicator from, I mean, that's where we're headed.
And it really is, you're right. Yes, sir.
So is there another technology or model or product that gave you the idea that you're following the path to try to get to where you're headed?
Not any one, but really if you look at the social media that has been so successful in helping to change opinions and helping to forge, you know, kind of a path for humanity, you know, all of those combined. So I mentioned Facebook and LinkedIn. You know, those are commercial ventures, and you get all this advertising within it. And you know, we do have a model in our revenue stream that does have kind of like a marketplace, but there's not any one thing that we model this out there. But we want to take all those that exist, but we also have ideas for how to make it better and how to do things like, you know, right now there's not really a way to create mentor relationships in a virtual environment. And we really, from our experience in business and enterprise, we have seen the benefits of a mentor-mentee relationship. I myself have been in both roles, and I found it to be very beneficial. So we have this concept of creating that in a virtual world, creating an opportunity where people can find both of those, a mentor and a mentee, where they can connect. So, you know, that's kind of a new thing that we don't see out there, but it's kind of a natural progression from some of the social media that we see out there today.
Great presentation, Dave. I know you briefly mentioned it a little bit earlier, but is there anything else you'd like to add on how the community can help you grow and scale this company?
Absolutely, thank you, Marina. So really, if you can provide feedback, if you go out to itsprinting.org, and that's our prototype website, and there is a mechanism in there where it's really easy to provide feedback. So if you're anywhere in the site, there's a little thing over and up in the right-hand corner that says feedback. You see something that strikes you that you think is a good idea or a bad idea, just weigh in. Just hit that button and it brings up the form real quick. Doesn't ask for a lot of information, but give us feedback. We need feedback because we need to build this for the community. So that's our key thing right now is we want to hear from you. We need those requirements for the community. And both about our organization too. So if you want to just talk about some of the structure or how you think we should be set up, we're at a good point right now. Our bylaws are not finalized. We're pretty close to having them finalized, but they're not 100% finalized. So we're setting up the structure of this. So if you can give us feedback on that or the site or what you want to see. And then again, just get the word out there. Promote. Use your social media. Put a link in your Facebook or your LinkedIn or Instagram. If you see a picture, mention our name at itsprinting.org on any social media. We'll put a heads up to us and kind of link us to what you're talking about. So then if you have any skills whatsoever, you want to get involved, we need volunteers. Our model, as I mentioned, we don't spend before we earn. So we are, at this point, we're a 100% volunteer organization. There are no full-time employees. So if you have any kind of skills, contact me and use the feedback form to reach out. And I guarantee you, no matter what skills that you're willing to contribute, whether it's technical or anything. Just, one simple thing is just providing feedback as we develop this prototype form. It's a simple web tester. But please, if you want to give your time, your skills, and money, we do have a form right on the prototype site where you can donate through PayPal. And I just want to say, until we get our nonprofit status, it's not tax deductible, but we still can accept donations. And we are working on that. As soon as we get our bylaws completed, right now we're kind of hit a roadblock because we're trying to get our legal review before we file our papers for the 501c3. And it's taken us a little bit longer than we anticipated to get that done. So,
All right, thank you to our presenters today. Thank you everyone for coming out. Just to start with a little bit of a housekeeping administrative issue. In the middle, when Marianne is giving her little event thing, it's absolutely fine to run out and grab another cup of coffee, but if you could, I know it sounds like you can't hear it when people are out there, but the sound really bleeds over. And just as a courtesy to the second presenter, you jump back into your seat by the time the next one starts. I think that would be awesome respect for both presenters. Questions?
I've been here 3 times, and I would like to see at least a 5-minute intermission, like they do in the ballets or something. You're not giving people enough time to get out there and get a cup of coffee and come back. That way the second presenter can stand here, you're putting one after the other. Okay, but just a quick 5 minutes, that's enough for people to go to the bathroom or get another cup of coffee and come right back.
Okay, that's great feedback. We'll discuss that with the other organizers. But if you're not on the sign-up sheet, again, getting our emails about the recap of this week or to present yourself, there's a sign-up sheet in the back, or just Google 1 million cup safety, find out about our organization. Again, as Sean said at the beginning, we need presenters to apply. Please tell your friends, family, whatever idea stage you're at. Just submit it. We'll talk to you. Just because you submit it doesn't mean that we're going to pull you up here to present in a week. You could say, hey, 2 or 3 months away from wanting to present, and that's actually perfect. We can start penciling you in on the calendar for some period now. Okay? Everyone have a great week. Thank you, Kawa.